Have you ever noticed? The irony of helping some people is that no matter how much effort you put in, they continue to drown in their own chaos, as if you were trying to save someone from drowning, yet they refuse to grab the life buoy. You stand there holding the buoy, wondering why you've become a lifeguard for someone who doesn't even want to leave the water. Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of not wasting our energy on things beyond our control. And there are 10 types of people who perfectly illustrate this lesson. Stay until the end, because sometimes the best way to help is to do nothing at all. But before diving into the main topic, listen to this story. It will help you better understand the wisdom contained in what follows. 1. The unchanging, the one who refuses to change. In life, there are people who constantly complain about their circumstances but never take action to improve them. They repeat the same old stories, the same struggles, yet when given an opportunity to change, they find excuses to reject it. This is the type of person the Stoic philosopher Epictetus referred to when he said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." They refuse to see their problems from a different perspective, and as a result, they remain trapped in their own cycles. What's striking is that these individuals often seek out others to vent their frustrations and receive comfort, but they have no real intention of changing. They are like ships that stay anchored at the harbor, refusing to set sail, even though they know the vast ocean of opportunities lies beyond. They may say they want a better life, but when faced with the necessary steps, they find endless reasons to delay. Stoic philosophy advises us to set clear boundaries with such people. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." If we keep trying to pull them forward when they are not ready, we are only wasting our own energy. The best approach is not to force them to change, but to let them face the consequences of their inaction. Only when they truly desire to move forward will they be worthy of our help. 2. The manipulator, the artist of guilt. Some people never directly ask for help, yet they always make others feel responsible for helping them. They don't beg, but they plant a seed of guilt in our minds. "If you don't help me, you're heartless," or "I have no one else but you." Manipulators understand exactly how to exploit others' compassion to get what they want. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Rid yourself of unnecessary thoughts. They are the source of suffering." When we are manipulated, we get caught up in emotions that don't belong to us. We don't help because we genuinely want to, but because we fear being judged, fear being seen as indifferent. But is that truly our responsibility? Another trait of manipulators is that they are never grateful. To them, help is something they are entitled to. If we help once today, tomorrow they will demand more. And if we refuse, they will use our past kindness to pressure us into continuing. They don't care about our sacrifices, only about their own gain. Stoic philosophy reminds us, if something is beyond your control, do not let it control your mind. Epictetus. The only way to deal with a manipulator is to recognize their game. Once we understand that the guilt they impose is not ours to carry, we can protect our own peace. Set clear boundaries, and remember, no one has the right to make us responsible for their life. 3. The victim, the one who chains themselves. Some people are constantly trapped in the role of the victim. They don't seek change, they only seek sympathy. They complain about their job, family, and friends, but when offered advice or help, they always find reasons to prove that they are powerless to do anything differently. Epictetus once said, "We are not harmed by what happens to us, but by how we perceive it." The victim-minded person does not understand this. They believe the world is against them, that everything bad that happens is never their fault. They blame circumstances, fate, and even the people around them. But what they truly want is not a solution. They want others to confirm that they are unfortunate. When we continuously comfort them, we unknowingly reinforce their victim mentality. They will rely on our compassion, using it as an excuse to keep complaining, rather than taking responsibility for their own lives. But as Seneca taught, you become a slave to whatever you cannot let go of. If we keep helping those who refuse to help themselves, we too are chaining ourselves. The best way to deal with someone who thrives on victimhood is to let them face the consequences of their choices. Not because we are heartless, but because they need to realize that no one can change their life except themselves. Give them the chance to grow by refusing to be a crutch for their endless complaints. 4. The narcissist, the one who demands admiration. In this world, some people see themselves as the center of the universe. They don't care about others, they don't listen, and they don't seek solutions. They only crave admiration. When faced with problems, they don't truly need help. They simply want an audience to witness and glorify their ego. Epictetus once said, "If someone places their value in things beyond their control, they will forever be a slave." The narcissist is a slave to their own ego. They need attention to survive, as if without admiration from others, they would be nothing. Yet ironically, they never genuinely care about those around them. They see people only as tools to reinforce their own self-image. No matter how much we help them, it will never be enough. They won't be grateful, they won't appreciate it, and they will only demand more. Seneca warned us, "Do not allow others to waste your life." Our time and energy are limited. If we keep pouring them into those who only care about themselves, we will have nothing left for those who truly deserve it. The best way to deal with a narcissist is to walk away, not out of hatred, but out of self-respect. We cannot waste our lives serving an ego that can never be satisfied. Instead of trying to please a narcissist, invest your time in relationships built on mutual respect and sincerity. 5. The one who does not value your time in life. Time is the most precious asset. Once it passes, it can never be reclaimed. Yet some people have no regard for the time of others. They show up late without feeling guilty, ask for favors without consideration, and make demands without gratitude. To them, receiving help is not an act of kindness, it is an obligation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Think of how soon you will be forgotten, and how soon all things will be forgotten." Life is finite, and we must be mindful of how we spend it. Helping others is a noble act, but if we constantly give our time to those who do not appreciate it, we are wasting our own lives. People who do not respect your time will always try to take advantage of it. They will not stop unless you set boundaries. Seneca once warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And one of the greatest ways to waste time is by giving it to those who do not deserve it. The only solution is to establish clear boundaries. Learn to say no when necessary. Do not feel guilty for refusing unreasonable demands. A person who truly respects you will not pressure you to spend your time meaninglessly. If you do not value your own time, no one else will do it for you. 6. The one who does not listen, el sordo. Some people come to you to talk, but they have no intention of listening. They do not seek advice or solutions. They only want someone to validate that they are right. No matter how reasonable your advice may be, they will ignore it if it does not align with their own thinking. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But these people do the opposite. They only want to talk, not listen. They seek agreement, not truth. If you say something they don't want to hear, they will quickly dismiss it and continue complaining to someone else. The problem is that you cannot help someone who refuses to help themselves. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Continuously offering advice to those who refuse to listen will only leave you drained and frustrated. The solution is simple. Do not repeat your advice. If they won't listen, let them learn from experience. Life is a strict but effective teacher. Sometimes allowing someone to stumble and pick themselves up is the only way they will truly learn their lesson. 7. The drama seeker, el dramatico. Some people turn their lives into a never-ending drama. They always have a problem, always play the lead role in a new personal tragedy. If there's nothing to complain about, they will either create it or exaggerate every situation just to draw attention. Epictetus once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." Yet drama seekers choose to see everything in the most negative light possible. A minor inconvenience becomes a catastrophe. A harmless comment is taken as a personal attack. They are not looking for solutions. They are looking for sympathy and attention. The problem is that if you help them too much, you will get pulled into their whirlwind of drama. Seneca once warned, "We are easily influenced by the character of those around us. Choose your company wisely." If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, you will eventually feel drained and stressed. The solution is to create distance. Not every problem they have is your responsibility. If they refuse to change, don't try to pull them out of the chaos they create for themselves. Protect your own peace, because as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, if it does not make your life better, let it go. 8. The ungrateful one, el desagradecido. Some people receive help but never show gratitude. They see others' kindness as an obligation rather than something to be appreciated. You help them once, they expect a second time. You help them repeatedly, and they start taking it for granted. And if one day you stop, instead of being thankful for what you have done, they will blame you for not doing more. Epictetus once said, "A wise person is content with what they have, while a fool only focuses on what they lack." The ungrateful never appreciate what they receive. They only see what they don't have and always expect more from others. No matter how much you help them, it will never be enough. Ingratitude can make those who offer help feel used. Seneca emphasized, "No one is obligated to feel grateful, except when gratitude comes from the heart." If your kindness is not appreciated, it means you are directing it toward the wrong people. The solution is to offer help with limits and not seek recognition from such individuals. Be kind, but don't let your kindness become a tool for others to exploit. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Do good and forget about it, for that is the greatest reward in itself." 9. The dependent one, el dependiente. Some people always seek help instead of solving their problems on their own. They don't want to take responsibility but rely on others out of habit. At first, you help them out of kindness, but over time they begin to see you as their only solution. Seneca once said, "When you help someone too much, you take away their chance to stand on their own." Dependent people are incapable of independence. They simply choose not to be. They prefer asking for help over making an effort, because it's the easier path. Their dependence not only weakens them, but also drains you. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Help when you can, but don't let anyone take away your peace." If you continue carrying their responsibilities, you are not helping them grow. You are only enabling their reliance. The solution is to encourage independence. Guide them, but don't do everything for them. Sometimes, the best way to help is to let them face their own challenges. 10. Lessons from Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that we cannot control others. We can only control our own actions and thoughts. Epictetus once said, "We cannot help someone if they are not willing to help themselves." Assistance is only meaningful when the recipient is ready to change. Otherwise, all our efforts are wasted. Many people believe that helping others is an obligation, but in reality, not everyone deserves that help. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do what is right, but do not allow yourself to be exploited." Sometimes refusing to help is the only way for someone to learn a crucial lesson. Taking responsibility for their own life. Setting boundaries does not mean being indifferent. It means protecting yourself. Seneca said, "You cannot pour into someone else's cup if yours is already empty." Unconditional sacrifice is not kindness. It is a path to exhaustion. That is why, sometimes, not helping is actually the best form of help. If you find the Stoic lessons in this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more valuable content. Leave a comment sharing which lesson impressed you the most or a situation where you helped someone. Your thoughts are highly appreciated and will help our community grow together.